The situation in the world is not getting better, but degrading before our eyes. The main reason is that the US and their allies continue to aggressively impose on other participants of interstate communication the so-called world order, based on rules. How such an order affects human rights is clearly seen on the example of Ukraine. This exact policy of the collective West led by Washington has resulted in the fact that since 2014 the Kiev regime has been fighting its own people. Recently the European Union, in a Russophobic rage, decided to supply Kiev with lethal weapons. For us the life of every Russian or Ukrainian, Donetsk or Lugansk resident is no less valuable than the life of a European or American. As President Putin has repeatedly stressed, we treat the Ukrainian people, their language and traditions with unfailing respect. We do not intend in any way to infringe on the interests of the citizens of Ukraine, with whom we are united not only by a common history, civilizational, spiritual, cultural kinship, but also simply by blood, family ties. The main thing is to stop the attempts of the temporary workers, who illegally seized power to betray the fundamental interests of the Ukrainian people and to please the West, to turn their country into anti-Russia as the meaning of their existence. The real hysteria observed today in NATO and the European Union only confirms that it was the creation of anti-Russia that was and remains the goal of the United States and all its allies built by Washington.